Hello everyone, welcome to William and the Magic Box. Today on our show, we are going to have Dave. Dave is from Detroit in Michigan in the USA. So let's see what Dave has to say. Enjoy the interview. So hello Dave, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you doing? How's your
Very
day
well.
going?
It's been great actually. It's evening now in London, it's already dark. It's been
Yeah,
a great day. It's those autumn day, the fall day that's is very crispy, it's not too cold, it's not too warm. It's my favorite season of the year. So I love the autumn. So yeah, it was a great day for sure.
good. Good, good, good.
How about you? How is your weekend going so far?
Weekend is good. Good. Today is like cold and snow,
Snow, amazing.
and wet. It was rain and snow mix, and now just snow. So it's very wet and slushy out and cold.
Tell me where you're from, Dave.
I'm from Detroit in Michigan,
Born and,
USA.
born
Yeah,
and raised?
born and raised.
So tell me, what was the biggest joy of growing up in Detroit, in Michigan?
Well, I think like one thing that always like sticks to with me is like the incredible music that has always been coming from here. And it's like even I remember like as a young child, listening to just this great music.
Wow, amazing. And
Yeah.
tell me, what do you do for work, for living?
I kind of do like my own thing, really. I manage a community garden. I also work with galleries and artists on installing exhibitions, artwork. I have private clients. I also work with them on their art collections, and also I have clients who I work with them on their gardens. So
Wow.
kind of mix it up.
So walk me through a little bit more about your business. So you help them to set up places or gardens. How does work?
Um, well, like sometimes I will do the entire garden design and installation and then ongoing maintenance. Sometimes I'm working with clients who somebody else did the design and I just am assisting with ongoing
I see.
maintenance. With the community garden, it is more of a collaborative structure where I'm the oversee the operations of the garden overall, but I'm working with about 100 different people who have their individual plots. They grow what they like. But then a lot of people are like new to gardening or not so experienced. So there's a lot of teaching or passing along information, how to do things, what's the right way to do things, stuff like that.
I see. Okay, so during the interview, I'm going to explore a bit more about your life and also about your journey so far, okay?
Great.
But before we start our journey within the Magic Box, I would like you to tell me something interesting about yourself or maybe something that not many people know about you.
Well, that's maybe what is interesting about me that somebody might not know. That's hard to say. I mean, my life is pretty much an open book, and so I people who know me, they pretty much know all about me. So I don't know what to, I don't like, nothing's coming to mind. Like, what could I tell you that somebody might not know?
Or maybe something that's, for example, if I would ask your best friend something, oh, tell me something interesting about Dave, something that's, what do you think your best friend would say about you?
Well, um, I guess I tend to be pretty independent, not like impacted by uh, the whims of others. Or like necessarily fitting into a defined uh, stereotype or perception of
Like
things.
that. I like that. I think it's a powerful place to be when you don't fit here or there. You know what I mean? I think it's a great place to be. Get it? Sure.
Yeah, thanks. And yeah, my friends think I'm fun,
Uh-huh.
interesting. So that's part of it. And yeah,
Right. I'll take that.
thank you so much.
Dave, are you ready to go on a beautiful journey through your memories in life and share your point of views?
Okay, fantastic.
Amazing. Welcome to William in the Magic Box. So I have here my best friend. Of random fun questions. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to play a song just first relax before the first question, okay?
Okay, sure.
Let's do it. Right, so before we start the game, during the journey, if it comes up a question that you don't want to answer, don't want to talk about, always can change, okay?
Okay, great.
Amazing. First question is, if you could be in somebody's place, in somebody's skin for 24 hours, for any reason, who that would be and why?
Huh, huh. As a person, I I don't often picture myself like being somebody else. And I sometimes in my mind I think, well, what would people think, like historical figures of today's world, if they could see what was happening now?
Mm-hmm.
But I don't often think of replacing myself with a historical figure, either contemporary or what. So that's kind of a tough question for me. I'll tell you, this thing about me is like I don't really come up with favorites so much. So if you ask me what my favorite this or that is, that's going to be a really tough question for me to answer. And I think, like, as the way I'm feeling, like this is a tough uh question for me to answer right off the top of my head, because um in some ways, like, I'm drawing a blank in my mind. So it would be something that I would need to, like, seriously maybe think about rather than just being able to answer. I don't have a ready-made answer for that. I'm sorry to
Problem
say.
at all, not a problem at all. Tell me something, when you think about yourself, when you analyze yourself, what's the biggest joy of being Dave? What do you like the most about being you?
Well, I the way that I have sort of created my own life
Mm-hmm.
here, and I'm pretty much my own boss, and do things on my schedule. So I'm not jumping on somebody else's schedule. So I think that's the thing, that I like the best, is just being on my own time, my own schedule.
Love that. Amazing. Next question. Let's do it. Hey, next question is, do you consider yourself to be a spiritual person and how?
Well, I have considered myself to be a spiritual person, in terms of like respecting other life, respecting people. I'm not involved in any like organized religious structure at all, but I'm very, I think, conscious of the life and energy that's around me and around the world, and I respect that. So yeah, I do consider myself to be spiritual.
And what's the meaning of life for you?
And for me, the meaning of life is, just trying to make it worth living, connecting with other people, doing good things, helping people, stuff
Tell
like
me,
that.
tell me a life lesson that life has taught you that you feel very grateful for it.
A life lesson that I feel grateful for would be like be true to yourself.
Mm.
Like don't always like try to please others, because in the at your at a sacrifice of to yourself. Like if you can please other people without sacrificing too much of who you are, then that's great, but like if you're sacrificing who you are to try to please others, it usually doesn't work out, is
I
how I.
love
Yeah.
I love that, Dave, and I totally agree with you. I think being our authentic self, it's the only way to go because, you know, people they're gonna spot you, even though they don't know you, they're gonna see that you are, you know, pretend being somebody or you're not your authentic self. And I think the good for me, success is about being yourself. When I think about success, it's for you to be able to be yourself all the time or most of the time. I think it's amazing for you to wake up every day knowing that you're going to be your true self. And I think that's the meaning of authenticity, be authentic, and I know sometimes can be difficult and hard because different circumstances, around us. However, when you can be your true self, I think it's a big plus for sure.
Agreed. Very much so.
Next question, let's do it. Okay, before the next question, of course, we got connected through social media on TikTok, on Instagram. And
Yes.
I was checking your profile and I could see that, you express yourself through, nudity, almost nudity. I could see that. And I think it's amazing for you to be able to do that. But there was a phrase there that got my attention. It says there, I got what you need. So tell me what you mean by that.
Well, it's a little bit like tongue in cheek, just sort of referencing my other subhead there, which was like I wrote, it has my profile name, and then it says dope dealer, and then it says I got what you need. I think like dope, like people say dope to mean something that's very cool, like very interesting, very exciting. I'm not really talking about drugs, but then I'm also like trying to express, well, like hopefully I'm helping you to find something cool or interesting or different, and to expand your uh, just range of what you're experiencing.
So tell me
Kind of
something.
that. Yeah.
So tell me something that you got that stands out. That you know for sure something that you have it that people can always count on, or some people they know that's one of the big thing about being you. Tell me something that you get about yourself.
Well, in terms of like what are people like looking to me for, is that like of course people are always asking me questions about plants or horticulture or growing things, or like I'm sort of like the local expert here of all things horticulture, and so and also to a certain extent like with the art scene as well. That's my other duality, is like artistic expression. And I have a reputation for really knowing a lot about the art scene, the artists, what's going on.
I see. All right. Next question is, Tell me three things. No, sorry. What are the top three things on your bucket list?
Well, I would say I would like to do a lot more traveling.
Hmm?
Um, I that's like my main thing is just do a lot more traveling. Um,
Tell me three places that you know at the top of your bucket list that to visit.
I would really love to like visit all kinds of places in Africa, North Africa, and like points all around, and I haven't been to Asia yet, so I really want to get to a lot of different places in Asia and South America. I want to go everywhere in South America as well. You know, so those are very broad, general, continent-wide places, but like those, I've been uh, only to Morocco in Africa. I've been to a few places in Europe. I would go back to Europe, but I think there's a lot more other places I want to go. I do love Mexico so much. I've been there a bunch of times, and I would always go back to Mexico. It's so beautiful and so rich in history, and the food is just amazing. So just more traveling, more traveling. That's like all three of my bucket list things would be traveling, and even more traveling.
Amazing. And what's the biggest joy of living in Detroit, in Michigan? What do you like the most about the city?
Well, I mean, of course, we have a super vibrant music scene, a really vibrant artistic scene, fairly easy access to get out into nature. We're at the like 20% of the Earth's fresh surface water is like right around us. So there's all kinds of water activities, and yeah, it's generally a pretty interesting place in its own right. It's always a lot going on. With music, art, theater, and just So probably the top thing is that it's just a great place. You know,
And if I would come to Detroit for the very first time, tell me a place that I shouldn't miss it. I need to go.
well,
What's the most
I
kind city?
I think I always recommend people to not miss the Detroit Institute of Arts,
Hmm?
which has an incredible courtyard in the center of the museum that is um, just this it's a room of frescoes by the Mexican painter Diego Rivera, and it's like one of his masterworks. And that's like right at the center of our art museum here, and it's very moving political kind of artwork that is a don't miss thing to see. you
I see.
know that would be like, that's always my number one, is go like check out this museum and these murals.
Amazing. Noted.
Yes, yes.
Next question. Okay, next question for you is what do you think people need to know about each other before they start a relationship?
Well, I think before starting a relationship, I think there's got to be like a little bit of time time spent in advance to see about compatibility issues on like all sorts of levels. That um, I sometimes I hear about people starting relationships like with hardly knowing each other,
Mhm.
and like sometimes that works out, but I think that it's better if you get an idea of what your compatibility is in advance, or like in real time. So I think it's okay for people to have like differing opinions. They can still have be in a relationship. I have met a couple who are in an arranged marriage and it works for them very well. They are, and I think in that case, maybe they modified their behaviors to fit in, but like they are super happy and loving couple, so I think in like the Western tradition of like dating and like making a relationship, it's good to know these compatibility things before like really committing.
Totally. Tell me the very first time that love hit you that felt like, oh my God, now I understand the meaning of love.
Well, I think like um it would have to be like I was traveling with a friend and we like had to share a sleeping space for the first time, and then just waking up in the morning and looking over, it was like just really magical.
Oh, sweet. Love
Yeah,
it.
yes.
3 questions left. Let's do it.
Okay.
Dave, before the next question, of course, Christmas just around the corner. Yeah, very close to Christmas. So tell me,
Yes.
what's the meaning of Christmas for you?
Well, for me, the meaning of Christmas is a time to relax a little bit, spend time with friends and family, and um, it's a time. I was just talking about Christmas today with a friend. How like in Detroit, there's not a lot to do like on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, unless you're gonna be doing something at a church or religious institution. And there are some like really magical little things that you can find in these venues, different masses or concerts or processionals that they do. But if you're not Christian, or like they can still be beautiful, but like, are you really going to be interested in them? And so for me, really, it's been more about spending
Hmm?
time with friends and family.
Totally. And tell me, which person in your life or in your family you feel more close to right now?
Well, I have a few friends that I am like really close with,
Mhm.
and we're always in contact, always like doing things together. So I'm not sure I have like one specific person I'm closest to, but I have maybe a small group that like I'm close to a few people.
Okay, so this small group is watching this interview right now, and you have a moment, an opportunity to send them a message. What would you say? They're watching.
I love you.
Oh, sweet, sweet.
Yes.
Next question is, tell us a funny story or moment that happened to you when you were a child at school.
Um, Yeah, I'm not sure I had too many funny moments at school. When I was like young and in school, like in elementary school particularly, like I was the smallest boy in
Right.
school. And so that led to like if we were in gym and there was like a sports thing, like I was always the last person to get picked, or because I was the smallest kid. um,
Uh-huh.
or like you know it was not a great position to be in,
Right.
but like as I like got into high school, I grew to where I was no longer the shortest person in school. So I sort of overcame that. But like, having the that as a background, like, kind of gives me insight to not prejudge other people in a way,
Yeah.
that I'm not based on their appearance or my perception of them. I usually try to, as a person, to be accepting of people and not like quick to judgment when I'm just meeting a new person or in a situation with strangers.
Totally. And did you have a favorite teacher at the time?
I like in second and third grade, I had the same teacher for second and third grade, and she was
Uh-huh.
awesome. I think yeah, she like in high school, my maybe my art teacher was my favorite person, but like I really remember like my second and third grade teacher a lot for like her support of me. And that was at the time when I was the smallest kid. So, you know,
Amazing. Two questions left. Let's do it.
okay. By that time I heard the music.
Amazing. Do you like dancing?
I do. Yeah.
Amazing. Before the next question, Dave, I believe you are part of the LGBTQ plus community.
Yes.
Are you okay to talk about it?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Amazing. So tell me how it was for you growing up as a gay boy, in Detroit, in Michigan. Do you think that at the time did you had support from your family or people around you, or it was a bit tricky at the time for you?
I think at the time when I was in high school, I didn't have a lot of like distinct identity feelings in that time. And so for me, it wasn't so tricky. And then when I went to college, um, that's when I started really to like develop more identity and feelings. Um, and it was a challenging time because it was the time of AIDS, and there was a lot of stigma around um, gay men in particular getting HIV and AIDS. And so I wasn't like fully out until some years later, So I had like my close circle of friends who knew that maybe didn't include my family initially,
Mhm.
but then like later I came out to everybody. And so
And
does that answer your question?
totally, absolutely. And the day when you came out, did something happen, or you just felt like, you know what, I'm just gonna be out now?
It wasn't a day. It wasn't a day. It was like, I just, well, at a certain point, like over some time, I told my parents and some other people who might not have known, but I never had like a big, like, coming out day per se.
Right.
It was, like people who knew me knew for years, and I just clarified it for anybody who maybe didn't know.
I see. All right. Next question is, what makes you feel discouraged?
I think like I'm a little discouraged by the state of politics in the United States right now. Like I don't understand how people can be attracted to a personality that is I find has so little redeeming character or quality, and so it's discouraging. Like I just don't understand how people can find that appealing, and it doesn't stop me from doing what I can to counter that, but in some ways it is discouraging.
And the opposite of the question, what motivates you the most in life?
I think I am motivated by like just trying to like work at expressing myself and helping other people to express themselves, to grow and experience joy. I mean, honestly, that's I think part of why like the gardening appeals to me, because people find joy or happiness or serenity or like positive feelings, so all those gardeners that I work with on a regular basis, I can see them, like sometimes they're frustrated, but like a lot of times they're getting like really positive feelings from what they're doing there.
And do you believe that happiness is a choice?
I think happiness is a bit of a choice, but it's sometimes like people need to be led in that direction. Like people might not see it right away as a choice, yes or no, but like if you can bring something to them that helps to open that door, you can help to lead them, into that. And I think, yeah, we can choose, like sometimes ourselves, we can choose to be happy in spite of what might be happening. I can't say that for everybody it works the same way,
I get it. Last question. Ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Do it. Let's fun. Okay, before the last question, work with garden, with plants. Yeah, I think it's a bless. I think for you to be able to, I think plants brings the great energy, brings beautiful love. Plants. I think they talk to you. I think they're be around plants. I think it's a powerful place to be. My question for you is, so far, what the plants has taught you?
Well, it's a lot of things like patience and like understanding, sort of like, I feel really like a lot of times, like I can just like look at a plant and just know what's going on, like,
Mm.
whereas I think other people are like oblivious, in terms of that. And, so it has taught me a lot of things, about like the interconnectedness of life, how plants are supporting other forms of life that support other forms of life that support other forms of life, and so like it's really like the interconnectedness of things is a big part of it as well.
Beautiful. Last question is, what's your idea of a perfect friendship?
I think a perfect friendship is one that is open, honest, and collaborative, that you can really enjoy doing things, helping each other, and like, and like expanding your minds together, you
Totally.
know, to like really help yourself and the other person grow.
Totally. And I believe that friends, you don't go around saying, oh, you're going to be my best friends. It doesn't work like that. I
Oh,
think
no.
friends, they come into your life, you know, they're meant to be there. And, I think that's the beauty of it. It's like family that we don't choose. They just come into your life and that's it.
Abs-
When the chemistry is there, it's there. You know what I mean?
yes,
Totally.
absolutely.
Got it.
Absolutely.
Right, it's not the end yet. Let's play now the word association game. I'm going to say some words. Just tell one word that comes to your mind. Quick thinking, okay? Let's start with money.
Power.
Fear.
um, I like the first word that popped into my mind was joy. So
Okay.
like an opposite, maybe.
I like that. Family.
Family. And the first word that popped into my head was friends.
Okay. Life.
Life. And again, I the first word that popped into my head was joy again. So
Love.
loved. I'm gonna I gotta maybe think because I'm not like a word is not jumping into my head so quick on that word loved, but so I'm gonna pass on that one.
Problem. Religion.
Religion. Okay. I guess I'm not good at this word.
No
Associate.
right or wrong. There are no right or wrong answer. Whatever comes to your mind.
Yeah. I mean, my mind is not. I'm not getting something. So like religion was my prompt, and I guess spirituality.
Okay. One word for sex.
Could you repeat that?
Sex. One word.
Oh, it's one word. Sex. Sex. Yeah. Connection.
Okay. Politics.
Woo, politics. I guess is participation.
Okay. Friendship.
Connection.
Desire.
Want.
Okay. Regrets.
Um, I think that it's like thoughts.
Okay. Success.
Um, it's success is satisfaction,
Wish.
desire,
Happiness.
yourself.
Like it. One word for Detroit.
Well, one word for Detroit is a little bit tough, but I would choose like the Anishinaabe name for our place, which is Waiweyantanang, which is one word, but it means the place where the land curves around the water.
Wow. It's amazing. One word for USA.
Idea.
Wow. One word for gardening.
Process.
The last one, all plants. One word.
Green.
Beautiful. Let's pretend now I'm going to meet your best friend for a coffee, and I'm going to ask your best friends. Define Dave in one positive and one negative word only. What's your best friend would say about you?
Okay, well, I think the positive one would be that I'm like generally a positive person.
Mhm.
Um, and maybe like the negative might be that I'm always busy and don't necessarily have time to do everything with everybody.
I see. Okay, let's play now Dave and the Magic Box, and you can ask me a question. Okay, Dave, you can ask me a question now.
What is it that like draws you to London?
Great question. Wow. You know, back in Brazil, when I was a teenager, yeah, I started studying English, and you know, my mom, she was working in a house of a lady that she had this private English school, and she gave me the scholarship, yeah, because I love the language. So she gave the scholarship, and I started studying English in this private school because of the scholarship I had, and I fell in love with the language. And as at the time when I was 13, 12, my dream was to live in a country where I could speak English every single day. Long story short, back in Brazil, you know, we have this America dream. Everyone wants to go to the US, you know, all South American people. It's something about it, including myself at the time, because I just want to live in the US. Again, cutting a lot of story, I had the opportunity to come to Europe. So I moved to Portugal. I lived in Portugal for 5 years. And after that, I moved to London. I had the opportunity to come to London. And I live a dream. I speak English every day.
Yeah, amazing. Yeah,
but
that's
but then back to your question, the main reason was, you know, when I fell in love with the language, I remember like I had these books where they were showing some places in the world, like the Eiffel Tower, the Big Ben, all those main points in the world, and I was fascinated about it. I was like, oh my God, I want to be there one day. I want to explore the world. I want to, you know, to be a better person, to go after my dreams. So I always had this personality of, you know, willpower, going after my dreams. So, and also to help my family back in Brazil. I just wanted to get a better life, to get new opportunities, to help my family. So yeah, the two main reasons was about learning English and, you know, having a better life, and also to help my parents back in Brazil. So for me, that was the thing that was driving me every day. I just wanted to live in a, you know, outside Brazil, to explore the world. I just wanted to have a better life, you know. And here I am. I was 19-year-old when I crossed the world on my own. Can you imagine? So
amazing.
when I look back, I go like, oh my God, where was I? And I think I'm so grateful for that opportunity, Dave, in my life, because I look for it, I work hard for it, and I made it happen. So I remember when I arrived in Portugal, I didn't know anyone. I just had this lovely lady who became a second mom because we kind of connected very well. And that was how everything started. You know, back in Brazil, I had plan B. I had my parents not far from me. When I arrived in Europe, there was no plan B anymore, just plan A.
Yeah.
19-year-old have just plan A. It wasn't easy the beginning, but I'm so grateful for that period of my life because I would go through every single bit again because in like the journey, you know, and I'm still in a journey as well. Like all of us, we still, you
Oh,
know,
for
in a
sure.
life journey. So I
Yeah.
believe that so yeah, that's the main reason. You know, as a teenager, when I look back, I just wanted to speak English every single day. That was my goal, and and here I am living in London. And what I like the most about life is sometimes life takes you in a direction that you're not expecting. For example, at the time, I never thought about living in Portugal. I never thought about England. I remember when I was studying, if you talk me out, if the only thing I knew about England was the Queen, Princess Diana. You know, that was the only history I had about, you know, think
Sure.
about England, and also Portugal. I knew about the history, of course, being colonized, you know, but I didn't know anything about it. And you know, suddenly life brought me here, and I meant to be in London. You know, I meant to be here. So I love how fascinating life is, taking a direction they're not expecting. Suddenly, you find your place. You find you know, your happiness, your journey. So yeah, I'm just
Okay.
cutting a lot of story because we'll be here for an hour talking to you, and I'll
Yeah.
I would, I would get
That's
emotional,
so cool.
and I would get emotional as well because there are some points that, you know,
Okay.
I get very emotional about it, and I'm very
Sure.
proud of it. Not in a bad way, in a very good way. So yeah, that's the main reason: the language and just to have a better life. That's why I left Brazil. 19-year-old, yes.
Wow. Incredible. Incredible. That's so great to hear.
Did you enjoy the interview?
I did. Thank you so much. Awesome.
Thanks
Awesome.
so Thanks, Dave. Thanks for taking the time. Thanks for being so kind and accepting the invitation. I know how busy we are nowadays, and once when someone take their time for us, it's precious. So I appreciate your time. I appreciate you to make time for the
I
interview.
appreciate you also. Thank you so much.
Before you go, if you can share a positive message or anything that you live by.
Be true to yourself, I think is my message. I know I looked up a different quote that has escaped my mind that I
I
was gonna say, but I'm gonna go back to my original, like just my idea is like be true to yourself.
love it. Very powerful, for sure. Thank you so
Awesome.
much. Thank you.
Thank
Enjoy your
you.
day and keep in touch. It was a pleasure having
Yeah.
you on the.
The pleasure
Okay?
was mine. Thank you
Take
so
care.
much.
Bye
Bye
bye.
bye.
So, did you like the show? Don't forget to give a like, to share it, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And if you'd like to be part of the show as well, first, subscribe to our channel, and after that, just go to our website, www.williamandthemagicbox.com, and send us a request saying why would you like to be part of the show. And I see you there. Bye bye, see you next time.